same time, and scored 8 points, career high last time out against Central Connecticut State. Very confident in doing it, being rewarded.
A little more depth for the Spartans. Still plenty of time on the shot clock for Gonzaga. They're working against the tough half-court defense. Bell, shot fake. Stockton, quick release on the three. Offensive rebound, Mike Hart. Resets.
Well, Mike Hart is a tough kid. Mike Hart is a very valuable player in this game on both ends.
Rejected by Payne there. Harris's shot attempt. Wood fumbled it. Payne runs the floor and scoops it in.
That's just hustle by Adrian Payne because Wood was out of position.
Now Stockton leads Dower, who travels. And a couple of calls going against the Bulldogs. These fans not real happy, but Michigan State playing well.
Michigan State playing real well. You see Adrian Payne with the block. Throw ahead to Wood. He's a little out of control, but Payne after the block hustles and is rewarded on the other end.
All right, Adnan, thanks. So you got the highs in college basketball today. That great scene in Bloomington, and the lows. A very ugly scene at the end of the Cincinnati-Xavier game.
I thought it was disgraceful, disgusting. People may think I'm crazy when I say this, but I have never understood, either as a player or a coach, why you don't get arrested for punching somebody on the basketball floor. I used to tell my players, look, you make a punch, I'm going to suspend you, but you may also get arrested. You know, in basketball, you play basically in what you would wear to the beach. You're in shorts and a tank top is basically what you're at. If you punch somebody like that in the street, at a bar, in a parking lot, wherever, you're going to be arrested. And then the kid from Cincinnati comes off the bench and kicks a helpless player. If he were on my team, he would never play basketball for my university again. I'd have to really look at the punch and see what all transpired then. But the kid that kicked freeze when he was down and then backed away, it was a cowardice thing to do. Kicks, backs away. He would never play basketball on a team that I coached ever again. He wouldn't go to school, keep your scout, whatever the school made me do, but he would never play again.
Well, strong words, but I think appropriate in this situation. That was about as ugly as it gets. Sacre, trying to muscle his way up, will draw the shooting foul.
Yeah, Dave, I did. Guys used to try to fight in practice, and I'd say, look, you do that in the game, you take a swing at somebody. I just never understood why you weren't arrested. And I know that sounds bad, but a hockey player got arrested a few years ago, and it's just something I've always told players, and more to get them thinking about it. But
well, I think your point in large part is anywhere else in the world, anywhere else you are, you punch a guy in the face, that you're charged with assault.
You're going to have to answer to that. And
Draymond Green is a little shaken up. So he'll try to catch his breath while Robert Sacre shoots free throws. Man, this is a big part of Sacre's game, getting to the free throw line, but not just getting there, making the free throws. And Green's going off into the locker room.
Tom Izzo was nice enough to give me 6 keys to the basketball game from his perspective written out. Number 1, keep them off the foul line, especially Sacre, because he is 58 free throws in 60 games.
Well, they've done that in large part in this first half. Those were his first 2 free throw attempts. He made them both. Michigan State on a nice run here. They've got the 5-point lead. Some pressure as the Spartans bring the ball up the court. Those free throws ended in an 11-1 Spartans run. Final 2 minutes of the first half in Spokane. Payne, not usually much of an outside shooter. Rebound goes to Sacre. Stockton got cut off there in transition. Dower trying to get position down low. Now he comes out to set the screen. Nifty pass, and Sacre underneath the basket was fouled before the shot attempt.
Boy, Tom Izzo is all over Gauna because he let Sacre step in, as you see Draymond Green coming back. But boy, Tom Izzo went all at Gauna. It's the first time they had spread the court Gonzaga and opened up the middle under the basket for Sacre. And Tom Izzo wanted to make a point to everybody. That's not what we're doing in this game.
Gauna, the point made, he sits on the bench. 1-1 for Sacre. Earns the second. And 2 trips in a row. Sacre gets himself to the free throw line. Big part of the game plan for the Bulldogs. 4 for 4.
Little nuisance press here. Somebody has to come to the middle for Michigan State. Now against this zone, middle, then look down.
They left Payne open from the free throw line. He makes him pay.
The rule of thumb in the middle of a zone is shot, look down, then look opposite. Payne took his time, very composed there.
Well, maybe the design was to let him have that shot. Another foul is going to be called against Nix. It'll send Sacre back to the line.
When you come into the middle of a zone right here, you are to look shot, down to the next man right here stepping out, or if you catch it here, opposite. Let's roll it and see what Payne does. Takes his time. He looked opposite, down. Very comfortable shooting the ball, and you may be right. In watching tape on Gonzaga, they leave the middle open. They want to protect the basket. I'm not sure they wanted to give that much room, but they did. They did talk today as well about protecting the basket first in their zone.
Well, I agree with you. The design may be let's make Payne beat us from the perimeter, but not completely and totally uncontested.
No, you can guard the basket and fake at the guy with the ball. You can fake it, Payne, just to make it a little bit make him a little bit uneasy.
Well, Sacre now 6 consecutive free throws, all of them made the last 3 trips for the Bulldogs. 3-point game, Spartans lead. Trice. Now Payne floating through the air. What a first half for Payne.
Boy, he has been terrific, and he's staying within what he can do. Run the floor, finish around the rim. Looking very, very much improved over where he was 2 weeks ago against Florida State.
Stockton's 3. Second of the half for David Stockton. Timeout, Michigan State. Dad's happy. We'll take the timeout ourselves. 2-point lead, Michigan State. 2-point lead, Michigan State, but David Stockton with a 3 on the other end, Dan.
Well, there's a couple ways to attack a zone. One is get in the middle. The other is set a screen. You're going to see Mike Hart right there. Set a good screen and free David Stockton. Dave, I'm telling you, I practiced last night, and it was a full practice. David Stockton missed every shot he took. I mean, every shot, and looked bad doing it. He was off left. He was off right. There are 3 ways you should miss a shot if you're a shooter: short, long, or in and out. Never left and right. And he was missing all over the ice yesterday, but put the big time lights on. There he is.
I forgot to tell you, Dan, he is a game player.
Obviously. Yeah.
Now a whistle, and on the out of bounds line. That's a turnover out of the timeout for Michigan State, and it means Gonzaga will have a chance with the shot clock off for the final look of the first half.
Tom Izzo has always been so good out of timeouts and takes great pride in getting something for his players out of a timeout. And he just had a look of disgust, dismay, whatever you want to say, after that turnover.
He's still got that look. Now he's got to set up the defense. What do you think he and the Spartans will be looking for here?
Well, I think Gary Bell is somebody you're going to have to play during this possession, either off of a ball screen, and every possession you're going to have to deal with Sacre. Last thing, and I know I'm basically telling you everybody on the court, but a lot of coaches, when a kid hits a shot, they go right back to him. Stockton hit the last one. Don't be surprised if they don't at least try to get him a look.
Very entertaining first half. Final 32.5 seconds. Dave Fleming, Dan Dockage with you from the Kennel in Spokane. Spartans' big-time program. They've come on the road to play the ranked Bulldogs in their gym. And here we go. Final possession, if the Bulldogs have their way, of this first half. Stockton handling the ball. Bell with a touch. Michigan State guarding him tightly. So plenty of time here. 15 seconds to go. Final 10 seconds of the half. And Stockton handling. Now 6. Screen from Sacre. Stockton draws a foul. Maybe sold that call a little bit, but David Stockton will be going to the free throw line.
He was able to sell the call because he got low. Nix was above, and watch it right here when he turns. He's going to get low right there. And by getting low, you get under a bigger defender, you draw a foul.
There is still some time left, 3.9 seconds. Double bonus time. Stockton misses, a rare miss for him from the free throw line.
Stockton's just one of those kids, the more you watch, the more you like. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you hear of a kid and you watch him at first and you think, wow, he's really good. And then the more you watch him, the less you think of him as a basketball player. Not David Stockton.
Second free throw on the way. Makes that one. And now a substitution. Carter in for Stockton as the Spartans try to get off the final shot. Nice first half for Stockton. Here's Wood. Brandon Wood gets off the 3. No good. And a halftime horn sounds. It's a 1-point lead for Michigan State. A very spirited first half here in Spokane. 35-34, Spartans lead. Now, beautiful wintertime scene in Spokane. Spokane Falls, just a mile or so from here. Start of the second half in the Kennel. Gonzaga trails Michigan State 35-34. Welcome back here to Spokane. Dave Fleming, Dan Dockich with you. And Dan, the first half, a very spirited first half on both sides. But as we revisit our one-on-one, the stuff that you talked about at the open, the fans behind us know Gonzaga needs to do a little bit better job in the paint.
They do. Michigan State outscored Gonzaga 14-8. Now, there's a lot of ways to get the ball in the paint. Here, Draymond Green just goes and bullies Michael Hart. But running, transition, follow-up, things of that nature are huge in this game. Adrian Payne was terrific. Now, Sacre needs to get going. Robert Sacre has one shot. This is his only shot of the game. But by being physical and being tough, he's been to the line 6 times. Points in the paint, whether they're offensive rebounds, run-outs, what drives into the lane, whatever it is, determine this game.
Draymond Green, Adrian Payne, both with very solid first half for the Spartans. They'll need more of that here, playing on the road in this hostile environment against Gonzaga as the second half gets underway. The Bulldogs are almost unbeatable here. 93 wins in 98 tries since they opened the McCarthy Athletic Center.
That's why you heard Mark Few in the open saying, oh, it's really nice to be home.
Yes.
Really? No kidding?
That was some insight from the fantastic head coach of the Bulldogs. He's had a great 13 years here at the helm. Spartans ball and a quick turnover. Elias Harris was going to slow it up. Didn't have numbers, so Gonzaga with the turnover, now with the ball and a chance to get the lead. Barry Bell Jr., freshman with the ball on the right wing, got his first start here tonight and had a great first half. Harris, free throw line jumper. Sacre, offensive rebound and the putback.
Well, Robert Sacre, everyone I have talked to says he has trouble rebounding out of area. Meaning if you lift your hand straight up from your shoulders, that's your area. That time he was able to reach out his left hand, go out of area, corral the ball, and go get a basket.
Gonzaga back up by 1. There's Green. Another bucket for Draymond Green.
That was just determination by Green. Green was mad at himself for making a bad pass to start the half.
Payne rejects a shot from Hart, but a whistle and a foul.
But watch how Sacre here on the offensive rebound goes out of what his normal area would be. Again, straight up is your normal area. Here, he reaches far out with his left hand. That has been, rebounding has been a problem for Sacre last couple games. He has not been able to corral balls that just weren't simply in his area.
Shooting foul. Mike Hart goes to the free throw line. Mike Hart, a walk-on with the Bulldogs program, who's turned into a starter from Portland, Oregon. He had a nice first half, Dan, hustling and making some plays underneath the basket, rebounding the ball.
And you can see why Mike Hart is really needed on this team. They have scores. Harris, Sacre, Bell, Pangos can all score.